Well, hello, my darlings, and welcome back to Wednesdays with Wallis Psychic Medium. If you are tuning in for the first time, then welcome from wherever in the world that you are. And at the moment, we've got a whole lot of people from different places. So if you haven't already said where you are from, could you put it in the comments below and tell me where you're from? And I welcome those of you from the United States, all over the UK, as well as areas in Europe and South Africa. So we are, and of course, don't miss out on good old Oz and the gorgeous people here in Oz. So I'm going to do a shout out to Sandra in the UK. Thank you, Sandra, for supporting me and being here and saying and leaving wonderful comments and thinking about me. I really, really, really do appreciate it. I absolutely so do appreciate your comments. And I appreciate you following me and being there for me. Because, without one another, we're cooked, aren't we? Without one another, we're bloody lost. Who are we? I mean, who are we if if we pretend we're an island and we don't need anybody and I don't need anybody, I'm all right, Jack. That's not true, is it? Because we're not. We need to be part of a community. We need to be part of, I've had a card just drop out and I've just quickly looking at it. While I shuffle my Soul Wisdom Oracle cards this week, as well as I'll possibly do some Rider-Waite as well. But I've come back to the Oracle cards today because they're telling me get the Oracle cards out and let's take a look at some of the things that are going on around the place. Okay. Welcome, Beverly from Western Australia, here in Australia. Thank you for joining us and thank you for your comments. Yes, it is interesting. There's always something going on, as the people who are on here every week will attest to. There's always something going on with Wednesdays with Wallis Psychic Medium. Stop it, Earth Angels. Behave today. Go on, go and behave. Go on, go and stop barking. Oh, what can you do? You can't control them. Okay, Main Gal Val. I noted the comment about your oldest daughter, and I just want to tell you this. Time is shortening. It's going quick. It's speeding up. It's rolling on as we enter this whole thing of the fifth dimension and we move on in the evolution of our planet and the universe. And last night in Australia, the super moon, the night before. Well, it was last night our time, but your time tonight, which is, I think, already gone. If you're on the West Coast, you're in the morning now. But anyway, you're in the supermoon on the 19th. Big things going on there, big transitions. Not going to see that again in our lifetime or in several lifetimes to come. So that's pretty exciting stuff. And so this all is moving forward, and we're moving forward quickly in our transformation and this we'll just call it transformation. And so I'm going to think about that in relation to you and your daughter, darling. I'm going to say I've had a very, very interesting lifetime with my oldest daughter, and that's been interesting and challenging and stretched many times over the years. And so what I can say to you is that this transition time that we're having is we're coming into not just ourselves and our own appreciation of one another and the planet and its inhabitants and our animals and everything else that is culminating in this connectedness of all things. It doesn't just apply to us. It's not from just from us out. It's from out there in. So the younger generations and the younger people who have been going through their difficult times and their challenges and their enlightenment, and this is where it sets in, isn't it? You know, we more often than not do not. Now, all of you listen up to this. More often than not, those around us, those closest to us, our children, or if we haven't got children, but those close around us, it would be almost a miracle for us to have come into the space and attracted totally, absolutely like-minded people who think, feel exactly the way we do. It's just not true. And the reason it's not true is because we chose to come for the lessons. And if we chose to come to learn the lessons, well, then we've more than likely brought ourselves into situations where we're mirroring those things we need to learn and those lessons. So don't despair. You know, if you've got children and you're struggling, and I have, if you're struggling, don't despair about it. Sometimes you just need to back off and just let it sit and let it be, let it do its thing, let it stir itself up, and allow your daughter, you know, the space to grow and understand and be who she is. That doesn't mean that you don't love her. You know, I've got a thing going on at the moment with my son. It doesn't mean I don't love him. I love him. But it's time to just allow him the space and time to just sort through the things in life he needs to sort through. And that's all there is to it. And as much as we'd like that to be different and we'd like to change it, we simply can't. So just be more accepting, darling. And there will come a time when, out of the blue, just like that, you know, it'll turn around and something will take place and you'll think to yourself, well, why couldn't it have been that simple, you know, back here? But it isn't, and that's life, and that's how it goes. So don't fret over that too much, my lovely lady in Maine. Somebody else asked me how we manoeuvre the transformation at this point of time. And I want to give something. I thought about that when you wrote it. And I thought, oh, well, you know, keep doing what you're doing. Keep on growing and understanding. And that sounds, sometimes all that sounds a bit trite, I think. Excuse me. I think it sounds a bit trite because, you know, when you're looking for a bit of a lifeline and you're looking for something to hang on to, those types of remarks tend to feel a bit throwaway. They're not meant to be, but they tend to feel that way. So I want to give you something practical. So if you're into what's coming to me, I'm just going to give you what's coming. If you're into angel cards, those little ones in a pack, you know, the little ones that have just an affirmation on them daily, buy yourself a pack of angel cards. Now, the reason I'm saying this and not going online and joining up with somewhere that you get an affirmation, or you get something every day. That's all good and well and good, and that's nice. But I think that something in your hand that you handle and you pick up and you energize with your energy, I feel is better. And I'm giving you this, a little pack of angel cards. Go and grab yourself from your local bookshop or wherever you shop. If you want to do it online, order them, but get yourself a little pack of angel cards, put them in a nice little dish where you can pass by them every day, and just stop for a minute, think about the day, think about what's going on with yourself, think about maybe, the things that are running around in your head and everything, and then pick up one of the cards. Hope that helps, darling. I do hope. Okay, now this week I'm going to do some reading on Kamala Harris and this whole thing around her potentially becoming the first woman president in the United States, which a couple of weeks ago I think I said the Pleiades said that would happen. And it will. I believe it will. And but I'm going to do a little bit of a reading around that because I'm sure at the moment, it's getting, it's heating up and getting a bit tougher for her. The thing around Trump, mostly about his health, because I've been getting a whole bunch of stuff around him and his health, and what somebody said to me recently about my thoughts on his mental health, and the GOP, which have been incredibly quiet, haven't they? They've been very quiet. Now, the first card that came out, I'll do that first, and then I've got a couple of people I'm going to read for. So, Susan Crone, I'm going to have a couple of card reading for you, and Linda da Costa from South Africa. I'm going to do a little reading for you too, darling. But first of all, I'm going to do this one around Kamala Harris. I'm going to do that first. The first card that came out was Sacred Geometry, and I'm going to just do a little spread over that. I'm just going to show you the cards because it's harder with the big computer to push it and show you. I'm hoping to solve that when I move because I'm packing a lot of stuff at the moment. Okay. Okay. Interesting. I'm going to show these to you in a minute. And I'm going to the first thing that came to me when these cards came out, so there was Sacred Geometry, Grey Feathers, The Journey, and The Psychic Artist. Now, these are my own cards. I read the energies off them. They're soul wisdom cards. I'm going to read them as I read the energies. I'm not going to get the little book and read it. I'm going to just go with the energies that I'm getting. So I am getting that this journey for her, I'm going to just find that call that's come in. My phone is elsewhere and I thought I'd sorted it, but of course I forget that it'll come in on the computer. Okay, so what I'm getting is this journey of hers. This is journey that's going to culminate in her becoming president of the United States and the first woman president. Now, I get it. Not everyone is going to be ecstatic over that or happy because it doesn't matter what we do, even on a personal level. Not everybody likes me or likes what I do, and people don't have to like everything about you, and in fact, they don't have to like you at all. That's not what you come for. You came for the lessons, and if that's part of the whole deal, that's part of the deal. I don't get stuck on all that because, quite frankly, I don't care. I just simply don't care. So the journey that she's on is going to culminate in this. I feel that there's been, there's so much wisdom we haven't seen it all yet. That's what they're telling me. They're telling me that she has an innate wisdom. She came for this. And it wouldn't be for me to say anything or want to hold her back. She came to do this. She has an innate wisdom that we haven't seen all of that yet, but we have seen parts of it. Are we listening and are we watching this woman? And she's come to right some wrongs. I feel that there's the righting of some of the wrongs that have been going on and taking place. And within her ability, she has the ability to be transitional and transformational. And I think that a lot of that will be what she carries the world on. Not just America, but the world on, because we're in this period, as I've been saying for weeks, we're in this period of this big planet moving into Aquarius. This is the age of Aquarius. We are entering the fifth dimension. There's a huge amount going on. So I also want to say this, that if you're feeling all sorts of things at the moment, and you're feeling a bit push and pull on some things, don't be too hard on yourself, because that's also part of what's taking place in the universe, in the planets, and in what surrounds us. And that is having an effect. We just had this huge supermoon. The moon, what is the moon about? The moon is all this, surrounding all this stuff that's going on. We're in huge transformation. So I just want you to be kind. Be kind to yourself and be kind to one another, and be kind about what you say about people. There's too much of this out there going on, and name calling and all that sort of stuff. I feel like it's a whole bunch of bloody kids at school, name calling and shouting and carrying on. Aren't we adults? I mean, God, when are we going to grow up? So time for us to do that. Kamala, I believe, will become, that's what the cards are telling me. That's what the energies of the planet are saying, that she brings. This is her. This is why she came. We can sort of call it a destiny, I suppose. She came to lift everything at this time, out with the old, in with the new, and that is manifesting itself on a daily basis, and it's certainly true of her. So I just want to have another little look at this. Absolutely. The card that came out was the Entelechy card. Interesting that all the cards around her are cards of transformation and energy. All the cards tend to be like that in some shape or form, but this is about the journey, and it's about her journey. It's like I said, she came to do this. This card, the Entelechy, or Entelechy, whichever way you want to call it, this card is about what you came for. It's about what is in you, a bit like it is the Entelechy. It is the whole purpose of, an acorn is to grow to be an oak tree. The oak tree has the acorn in it. Do you understand this? I hope you do understand what I'm saying. It means that there are things that we come for. We just come for. And she came for this. Okay? She came for this. And she'll do it. She'll do it. She'll do it because as humans, we don't have control over those things. Yeah, it's interesting. The psychic artist fell out again. We don't have control over those things. We don't have control over other people's journeys, their soul's journey, and why they came. And these are the soul wisdom cards. That's why I'm pulling them out today. Now I'm going to have a look at Trump and his health thing, because I've been thinking a lot about that lately. People have asked me whether I think, like some people are saying, or doctors are saying that, he's got dementia or whatever. I don't know about all of that sort of thing. I'm not a doctor. I can't pass an opinion on that. But what I can tell you is that I'm getting, and I've been getting, and it's been all week at me, is that there is some cognitive decline that's moving quickly. And I believe that's affecting his health. And I think some of that's being covered up. But I won't get into all that because that's a bit deep. But I am going to yes. Okay. I'm pulling out some cards here at the moment. There is this card of inspiration. There's another card here about wisdom, entelechy. That's what he's up against. And the soul wisdom card. These cards that are coming are just fascinating, and they're so interesting because this is part of him. This is part of what's going on with him. He also came for this. He came for this journey of his, and what a journey it's been for him. What a journey. I'm glad he chose it, not me. And I don't mean that, I'm probably, it's a bit tongue in cheek, but I'm glad it's him and not me. This journey of his, he's now faced with a universe that is leaning very much into its own transformation and into its own area of enlightenment and light beingness, hence the soul wisdom card sitting out across it all. And that's a big thing for him because he doesn't have the connectedness around that. There's no connectedness and understanding of any of that type of thing with him. So he's a bit out on a limb in a planet, and at a time when we're transforming fairly rapidly, as we all know, and being affected by the movement of the planets. And the planets are clearly moving on this whole trajectory of out with the old and in with the new. And we're seeing this in every area, where it's happening in every area of our lives. It's happening in the political area. It's happening in the money area. It's every area that we can touch in life as we know it. All of this is touching that area or those areas. So we're going to see, I've been saying to you for ages also, we're not done yet by a long shot. And be prepared, for, don't be surprised at things that, go on or happen. He's not a well man. And it'll be very interesting to see if he actually makes it to the election. We'll see. I don't know. There's a whole lot of stuff coming at me about that, which I'm going to just put on hold for the moment. I'm going to just spread these out across here for the GOP thing, because I just want to just briefly cover the GOP thing. But Donald Trump is not well. He's not a well man. His ramblings have gotten worse, and he's not a well man. And it doesn't matter I was going to say who you barrack for. It pretty much says it, doesn't it? But it doesn't matter whose side you're on or what you think. You do want in the position of the President of the United States steering that ship. You do want somebody who, they had to go at Joe Biden about all that, didn't they? Because he's getting older. But you do want somebody in the position who is in their right mind. Okay. Okay. Very interesting. I've pulled out some cards around the GOP thing, and the cards that came out of the journey, transformation, intuitive and spiritual beingness. Okay, transformation, the journey, intuitiveness and spiritual beingness. What does that mean in relation to the GOP? I'm going to just go with what came to me when they first came out, and the transformation is it's going to be a big transformation of that political party. What's been coming to me for a while now is that it's going to disintegrate, so to speak. Out of the ashes rises the phoenix. It wouldn't surprise me if the phoenix card had have come out here, but there's a lot of people in there who intuitively know that the days are numbered, so to speak, and that there's a different journey for this. The journey for this political party is to get back on track, to have its political base and its beliefs, and it's good to have a two-party system. We have, that two major parties here in Australia, and it's good that we have that. We wouldn't want it any other way, and it's good for them to keep each other on track, and it's good for them to cross the floor on things that need to be crossed the floor on. It's good to have that sort of friendly competitiveness that gets solved at the polls because of the things you promise and maybe do or don't deliver on. All of that is part of politics, and I'm just simply saying that this GOP in the United States is in for a big transformation. And I think they've been telling me, I've been hearing for quite a while, Liz Cheney, Liz Cheney, Liz Cheney. And it won't surprise me if we see her pop up as the head of the GOP, a transformed GOP. That's what I'm going to go with. I believe that's going to happen. Okay, I'm going to shuffle the cards again. I'm on the Soul Wisdom cards today. Susan, I'm going to draw a couple of cards for you. Oh, what's going on with Susan? So the cards are going to tell me what's going on with Susan. I'm going to have a couple of cards out here. What's going on with Susan? What's happening with you, Susan? What's going on? And I just read the energies of the cards, as most of you know. Whatever comes out, whatever goes on, whatever pops into my head. Sometimes I feel like a bit of an edit, but I try not to. I try just to give it to you as it comes. So I'm just going to give it to you, Susan, as I get it, darling. So, okay. Two cards came out. The seeker and inner worlds. Okay, the seeker and inner worlds. Susan, this has come out for you. Now, what am I getting? The seeker, you know, seeking knowledge, seeking understanding, seeking. Um, and I think, look, Susan, seeking's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with being a seeker. There's nothing wrong with, pursuing and seeking um, knowledge, understanding, questioning, because I get that's what you do a lot. Questioning, seeking, understanding, because there's a lot of stuff coming for you. There's this, there's this, there's this. What am I getting? I'm sort of. Oh God, I've got to breathe. Um, it gets a bit heavy at times, Susan, because uh, you really want to have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted, and you want to really get it. Um, and so you keep seeking, learning new things, seeking, asking. It's sort of like, what am I getting? They're saying, never enough. You know that song, what is it, from the Showman or something, never enough? Um, that's what I'm getting. So I'm suggesting it might be time to take a breather. Might be time, Susan, to stop, take a breath, take a breather, and pat yourself on the back for what you do already know, because you tend to be wanting more, to be enough. Oh, that's what's coming. Enough. Um, Never enough. So the cards are telling me never enough for this journey, but it's not true. You are enough. You would have all that you need right now. You don't need anything more than what you already have. But you're constantly seeking um, validation. You're constantly seeking um, a bit more. I just need this bit. I just need a little bit more. But you don't, darling. You don't need any more than what you already have. I don't mind the comments. You can comment if you want, but you are enough. Okay? I just want you to know that. Okay. The lovely, lovely lady from South Africa, Linda da Costa. I'm doing a bit of shuffling here, Linda, to felt quiet there for a moment. Okay, all right. Let me just see what I have for you, Linda. Not surprising. Okay, I pulled out archetypes and discipleship. Okay, interesting that this card reminded me of being in a forest, being in a wildlife area, being is that you? Do you go there? Do you want to go there? Do you have do you live near there? Is that something that you're involved in or part of or want to be part of? Because that's what I'm getting with this woman, this discipleship. Um, I'm getting that you, I'm getting there's something that you're doing or you want to do. Um, that you need to lead the way on. You need to be the leader. You need to lead the way on. This area of archetypes is very, very interesting because archetypes are what we come for. And this discipleship card sitting around this says to me that one of your archetypes, now I don't know what your archetypes are, but I'm going to stick my neck out and say that one of your archetypes is teaching. One of your archetypes is teaching. This is about teaching. What is it that you want to teach? What is it that you are teaching perhaps already? Are you aspiring to be involved in something or teach something? Are you thinking about it? Is it something that you'd like to do? Do it. Do it, darling. Whatever it is that you're feeling called to do, now's the time. And I'm saying that to all of you, okay? I want to say this to all of you who are listening. Don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today. So if there's something that's needling away at you, if there's something that you've wanted to do, if there's something that is nagging at you, something you've put off, pull it out, dust it off, and get going. Okay? Dust it off and get going. You keep coming to mind, Martin. What's going on, darling? Can you tell me in the comments? Give me a little hint. What's going on, Martin? Thank you for tuning in every week, but you've kept coming up during these readings. What's going on, Martin? Something's happening. Something's going on. Something around the heart. Is there something around the heart, Martin, that's going on? Affairs of the heart, something to do with your heart. It's about your heart. Can you drop a little note, please? Okay, all right. That's it from me. And I thank you for tuning in. And I hope that some of the things that I've said that make sense, because some of that was a little bit deep. The area around what we come for and what we're almost destined to do or be part of or participate in is part of our journey. And for all of us, we're in that boat, so to speak, at various levels and at various things in various ways. But the whole thing with what's going on in the US is definitely being directed by each individual's journey, what they came for and what they chose to be here for. And there's nothing, zilch, zappo, nothing that any of us, no matter what we do, we don't have anything to do with that. It's none of our business. And I'm going to mimic Tim Waltz over there and say, mind your own business, get on with your own life and hit home runs. I want you to have an amazing and special and spectacular life and the week ahead. So I will see you next week on Wednesdays with Wallis. Please subscribe, hit the button if you're not already a subscriber. It sure does help, and I'm wanting this to get to over 4,000 subscribers, which would be fabulous. And if you'd like a reading, you can book a reading with me for half an hour and spend some time with me if you would like that. Whatever it is you want, you can have. Mwah. I love you all. Take care. See you next week. Bye for now.